So, welcome, Eliza.
Myself. Good morning. How are you today? Great. Okay. So let the day begin. And as we're standing here at this early morning, in the light of the new day that we are anticipating in front of us, I can't just but pause and make a question. Why are you here today? Why on earth did you choose to wake up so early and come on this space and share with us? Because I'm sure all of you sometimes, even though we have made a choice to be here, just let me know if any of you have ever wondered, like pushing the snooze button like for the 100th time, wondering why you should wake up in the morning and do what you have decided to do. Just put your hands up if it happened to you. I thought so, me too. Okay, so as we're here today, I want you just to answer this simple question. I'm sure you're here because you find there is a value, but please just share with the person next to you, just 30 seconds, why are you here today? It could be knowledge, it could be networking, it could be to catch up on your sleep, no judgment. Just share why you're here today, please. Good, thank you for sharing. Well, I see, and I hope that the reason that you shared and that you see, it's because you see some kind of value, and that's why you're here. But what does actually value mean? What is value? Do we ever think what is the real meaning of value and what does it mean? The dictionary has a definition which says the regard that something is held to deserve, the importance, worth, or usefulness of something. So it has to do with merit, worth, usefulness, use, utility, all these things. And now that we have a common definition and a common understanding of what value is, what is the value of being an ICF member? First of all, how many of you are members of ICF or have been a member of ICF? Almost all of you? Most of you? Thank you, that's very, very good. But still, even being a member, have you ever questioned yourself, why am I a member? What's the value that I get? Why am I here today? So we're going to go through and dive a little bit on the real value of what's ICF today. Sometimes we need to remember, sometimes we need to reposition ourselves concerning to where we are. And I hope that you have seen these benefits before. Okay, have you seen them before? No? Yes? Okay. So for some it's going to be something new, for some maybe we can dive a little bit deeper into that, right? Okay, but apart from the headlines, apart of what they say, I would like to start. And I'm not going to start with the first one. And I'm going to tell you at the end why not. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with a little why. I'm going to start with the second one, professional development. Professional development is one very substantial, important benefit that at ICF is given very, very significant and importance. Okay, and what does this mean? This means now I have a list and I could have like 100 more slides with all the things that have to do with professional development. But if I could sum up a lot of them, first of all, you get education. You get a lot of courses, you get a lot of webinars, you get chapter events like the one today, you get regional events like the ones we're going to have in a few months, you get Converge where you also get education. And at the end, you also get special projects like Ignite, which is the pro bono coaching, you get ethics courses, and you have the learning portal. All these just because you're an ICF member. Things that otherwise you would have to go outside in the market with coaching education providers, with other providers to find them, right? But at ICF, we give a tremendous importance to education and professional development. And this is what actually makes you quite distinct in the path that you have chosen to take. But this is probably a profound value, right? We all know that education is very important. The ICF credential is part of the education that you get. We all know that the credibility of the ICF credential has reached a very, very global perspective. Okay. One of the things that you get for the ICF credential, apart that you get it and you really study and you do your hard job to get that, being a member also gives you a discount for that. So you get awarded for being a member by also getting a discount for getting your credential. And this is just one path that it shows here, $150. Okay, so it's almost half the way of the membership fee, let's say, that you pay. On another note, there has been a study that shows that 25% that people with an ICF credential get 25 higher average annual income. So apart from what you see as the obvious benefit, there are other things that are coming, especially with the credential and following. Now, what about customers? It's okay. Coaches, probably we know what it means to be an ICF coach, but what about clients? What about coachees? Where do they stand? Of course, they have an important role in the process. And here we see that the recognition that comes from the clients itself, and these numbers here come from the consumer awareness study of coaching that we had back in 2023. So it's recent. And what we see here is that even for those who are, for those who are aware of coaching, but they didn't even have a coaching session in their life before, 78% believe that it's very, very important for a coach to have a credential, even if they didn't have a coaching session before. And when we go to people who have coaching session, this number goes up to 85%. So we see that people also nowadays, compared to many years before, or last year or the years before, recognize the value of an ICF credential. And we're going to do this study again this year. We're going to have the results next year, and we hope that these numbers are going up. On another note, okay, they are aware, but how satisfied are they? Do they really like the coaching sessions that they get? Now, 76% of them, they say they're satisfied with the coaching session. This number, with the coach that they hired, this number goes up to 92% when their coach is credentialed. It's a big number. And it's a big award for all of you going through this tremendous, rigorous training trying to be a coach, because 92%, it's something that you have achieved, and congratulations on that. Now, okay, coaching, professional development, top. But what about business development, right? Apart from coaching, most of the coaching businesses are sole proprietorships. You're a businessman, you have to run a business. You have to do your accounting, you have to do your marketing, you have to do your social media, you have to find network, you have to have visibility. And ICF, again, has taken the step and it provides business development opportunities for your business, for members, to support you in the process. So there are education sessions in the Learning Portal. We have the Business Development Series. I don't know whether you have tried. This is renewed every year. Then, are you aware of the Credential Coach Finder, that it's there for coaches to find a coach when they're looking at it? The ICF Business Solution Partners and the Member Toolkit. Now, for the business partners, you can see there is a list on our website, and I know that because I'm asking this question sometime, I know that not many people are actually using them. These are business partners and media partners that you can use at a discount just for being a member. Please visit our website. There are partners that are doing assessments, partners that are doing online tools, partners that do have accounting, insurance, whatever kind of services that you want. And we really aim to grow this list, and you can get a discount. On another note, again, this is a Credential Coach Finder I was telling you. I made a recent search for Sweden. I don't know, is Miss Yvonne Krelius here? She comes first on the list, but she's on the A, that's why, but she's not, that's fine. So this is just the first 3 names for the Sweden. Any member, any coachee, any client can go in there and find a coach, okay, according to standards, to area, to certificate level, and anything else, according to filters. Now, connections, networking. Today we're here as part of the connection and the networking that ICF and the ICF chapter here in Sweden gives you the opportunity to. It's important for every professional to grow, to have some kind of connections and networking. Isn't that right? Now, you have the chapter activities. This is where we are today. We have the ICF Converge, and then we have the ICF Directory. Have you ever tried to go in the ICF Directory and search for a fellow coach, for someone who would be important for you to find and do a collaboration, to do a cooperation? No. You can do that. You members, everyone from ICF, there is a directory with all 60,000 of you. This is a huge network. This is a huge network for you at your hands to use, collaborate, create synergies, and take your business beyond. You can use that. You're not alone. We are 60,000. Then, communities of practice. I have made a research recently, my own research, Gallup, asking people. And I said, why are you a member? Why are you a member? Most of the people asked me because of communities of practice. Have you tried it? Raise your hand if you have. Okay, there is a huge potential there.
If you explain,
I will. Okay, so I will. So communities of practice is an online platform. It's an online, let's say, community of ICF, where it is divided by specific topics. Okay, so you can have business, you can have life coaching, you can have career, you can have health and mental coaching. You can have different communities of different topics and different things that you want to dip into. In there, you have experts, you have speakers, and you have other coaches who are relevant to this field, exchanging ideas. Every 3 months, there is a big webinar, there is a big presentation about that. And then there is a whole new white papers and articles and things that you can find according to the specific topic of interest. A lot of people with their CCEs have done tremendous work by using the community of practice, because a lot of the sessions in there, I must tell you, they also bring CCEs, so it's not, it's also something that helps you in your professional development that we have seen before. And now with the ICF Engage, all these communities, all these things are actually in one place. It's the new platform where you can reach out to 60,000 members again. You can find the communities and you can find all the tools. Moving on, last but not last, it's the research. So research is very important. Why is it important? The numbers I just gave you, and I saw some of you were taking pictures of, are just there. We had a global coaching study back in 2023, and it says a lot about the coaching profession. So if you want to grow in the coaching profession, you have to go there. You have to see the trends. You have to see where the market is going. You would like probably to know what's the future of coaching and how the specific profession progresses and how it grows. We have the awareness, consumer awareness study. The numbers I gave you, it's from the consumers. Don't you want to know how your consumer, how your clients think? Who doesn't? Don't you want to dive deep into what they have to say? These are our clients. We want to know what they have. So this is a huge research, a huge value in this research, and it's at your hands, and it's at the hands of the ICF members only. Now, one more. It's not in the box, so I left it blank. where would all that value go if we didn't have the recognition awards? All this value and all these trainings have to be recognized, right? So this is why we have the awards. We have the social impact awards, and we have four things, the fourth category, that just came up, which is a social impact category as well. Now, if I was to tell you to do a new math equation, would you agree? What? What? No? True? False? What? Yes? How come? Okay. So, the resources that you actually gain for $270 and the $1,500, maybe it's my number, my value that I put there, for all the things that you get, if we talk about money, because we said the first definition of money, of value, it has to do with money. We have to put a number there. We have to put a price. And I will tell you that the net worth is $1,500, the least. Because all the things that you get, either for free or at a very discounted price, for all the things that you need to grow as a coach, are there. But, is that all? Is that all? This is one definition of value. But there is another one, which doesn't have to do with price. Principles or standards of behavior, one's judgment of what's important in life. And I see below, moral principles. No price. And here is the number one. It's the standards and guidelines. It's the one and foremost thing that at ICF, together with you, the whole community, we have managed to do. Because at the moment, I don't know whether you remember back in 1995, what was the definition of coaching? Who was the coach? What were the morals? What were the ethical guidelines? And what were the core competencies of a coach? How could you actually assess a coach? What is a coach? So back in 1995, ICF came and said, let's map the market. Let's draft and say, what are the ethical principles that should be guided by a coach? How can we create core competencies of what is the true essence of a coach and what are the things that we need to have? And this is what came out. Now, the current state of the coaching profession, what is it? Still, recently, the coaching profession has experienced an exponential growth, right? It has grown exponentially. It's huge. But this, unfortunately, has also created some kind of misunderstanding in the market, because we see a proliferation of individuals coming up, naming themselves as coach, who are coach, who are not a coach, who knows. So it has created a big misunderstanding in the market with clients, with coaches, and mistrust. And people are a little bit confused. And also the definition of a coach at some countries, I know that in Sweden it's quite developed, but in some countries it's not even very well defined what a coach is. And even though it's growing, there needs to be some kind of definition, there needs to be some kind of moral standards. And thankfully, this is where we are today. With the core competencies, with the ICF ethics, and this is why we place so much importance into the ethics part. This is what ICF does. And this, it's not just by ICF. This is created by the whole community, by all of you, by helping and adding your value on what is the future of coaching. These are all the things that happen in the market. it has lack of professional integrity, and in the past even more. It lacks client trust and safety. It lacks quality of services from people out there who say they are coaches while they're not. There is no professional development, and last but not least, we have the public perception. And we have to fix that. We have to fix that altogether. And what do? Here comes the commitment to excellence that you are committed to with your training. Here comes the ethical practice that you have to follow to your journey. It's a client-centered organization. You know how much training and how much focus we put into clients and what we do. Coaching competencies, and finally continuous learning and development. And this is how we try to put the market together. And how do we do all this? Here comes the big circle of ICF. 6 different but the same family organizations working for one vision and one mission. Each one just to give the answer to all the things that we have talked about so far. About education, about social impact, about credentialing, about the future of coaching with the thought leadership, about professional coaches, the training, and the growth and the benefits of the profession. And then again we have another circle that comes on top of that and makes the manifestation of ICF. So it's a deep process, as you see. If we go back there are a lot of circles. And here we have a strategy that says all these 6 family organizations are going to be under one vision, one mission, focused with organization, empowerment, and membership focus. And this is what 62,000 coaches are doing in the world today. This is how we actually complete the circle of the work that we are doing all together. And what's the value of being an ICF member? And the mission to do that is that how you advance coaching, excellence, impact, and value worldwide, not just locally. Now, there is no price to that, so my ending slide is not with euros or with probably Swedish coronas, but I just want to leave you with, even though bridges are made to connect, not everyone stands on the same side. Thank you.
Inspiring thing about value, and I think that the rest of the day will continue with a lot of value. So thank you very much.
Thank you.